United States Department of the Interior and the Bureau of Reclamation, welcome to the Nevada Power Plant. Now there is another power plant right across the river on the Arizona side of the dam. Looks almost like the one you're standing in with one minor difference. Over there in the Arizona Power Wing there are 9 generators, but here on the Nevada side of the dam, well, count them. We've only got 8 generators on this side for a total of 17 large generators. Now obviously the generators are the large machines there in front of you with the light on top. If the light's on right now, that's telling us that the generator's operating at the moment. This room that you're standing in is 650 feet all the way to the end down there. It's actually longer than 2 American football fields. The room itself is 8 stories tall. The generators that you're looking at are really 7 stories tall, but you're just looking at the top 30 feet of each one. Most of that generator, 40 feet of it's below the floor level. Going down the center of each generator is a 65-foot long steel shaft. And if you look right there at that first generator, Nevada 1, you can see that shaft right there in the center with the light on it. That shaft is currently spinning at 180 revolutions per minute. The shaft is 38 inches in diameter, and it weighs over 100 tons all by itself. Attached to the bottom of each one of those spinning shafts is what we call a Francis-type reaction turbine, which is actually nothing more than a horizontal water wheel. Now the function of that water wheel is to help to convert all of that kinetic energy into electrical energy for transmission where the electricity is needed. Now in this case, the moving fluid that would cause that was that moving water that was going through the pipe you were standing over down below, the water from Lake Mead. Once the water enters the intake towers, flows through the pipe and then through the generators over here, that downward moving water power is what turns that water wheel. And that turns the shaft, turning the rotor at the top of the generator, and that's what makes the electricity. 130 megawatts of electricity for each and every generator. That's about enough power for about 65,000 homes, for each generator that is. Where does all that power go? Well, most of it ends up in Southern California, going to the city of Los Angeles. Only 25% of what we produce stays here locally, and the remainder, 19%, goes across the river to the state of Arizona. Now, obviously, everything is very large around here, so in order to repair one of these extremely heavy generators, they are going to make use of the 2 overhead bridge cranes that you see in front of you. The one right here with the flag, there's a second crane at the end of the room. The cranes are mobile. They move up and down the room, carrying the equipment as needed. If you can notice that yellow sign on the crane, it tells us each one of those things capable of lifting and moving 300 tons. Now, on the floor below, that large brown object down there lying on its side in front of the white light, well, that happens to be another kind of generator that we use. It's called a Pelton water wheel generator. And that generator is the one that produces Hoover Dam's in-house electrical needs. So, for example, we're going to need some electricity here shortly to operate the elevator to take us upstairs. Well, that's all coming from the Pelton down there. And in case you're wondering, yes, we do have a backup for that one. Another one of those sitting over there in the Arizona Power Wing, just in case. And one final thing here, folks, if you look down at this beautiful floor you're standing on, this is a durable and attractive material called terrazzo. We have about 121,000 square feet of this flooring in Hoover Dam. Hoover Dam was built with the idea that, well, you would be here today to take a tour. Since tours first began in 1937, at least 45 million visitors have taken this tour and have stood on the exact same floor that you're standing on, so it looks like it's held up nicely, doesn't it? Now, at this time, folks, this is where we're going to split the group up somewhat. Those of you with those yellow souvenir hats are going to be joining Cord over here to my far right for that